welcome back to another Mindful Whispers Wikipedia episode. I enjoyed filming the last one, so I thought I would film one more based off of the Wikipedia page for Banjo Kazooie. Banjo Kazooie was undoubtedly one of my favorite games from my childhood. So I thought a nice little whisper rambling video while I read the Wikipedia page could be nice. I like these Wikipedia page videos because I can just not have to think too hard about what I'm saying. I could just roll down the page, speaking softly and gently and in a calming, peaceful manner. And I could drone on and on about something you either might find interesting or maybe it's not that interesting for you. And hopefully you could either fall asleep or get some enjoyment out of it. So without further delay, Banjo Kazooie's Wikipedia page. Banjo Kazooie is a platform game series developed by Rare, a British company. The games feature a male bear named Banjo and his friend, a large female red bird named Kazooie, both of whom are controlled by the player. Banjo originally made his debut as a playable character in 1997 as part of the cast of Diddy Kong Racing. Throughout the various games, they are tasked with thwarting the various evil schemes of a witch named Gruntilda. The first game, Banjo Kazooie, was released in 1998 to critical acclaim and was followed by 3 sequels and a spin-off racing game. The franchise debuted on the Nintendo 64, and subsequent entries in the series also appeared on Game Boy Advance and Xbox 360. The 3 main titles then saw a release on Xbox One as part of Rare Replay. The franchise has been largely dormant since the release of Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts in 2008. However, Banjo Kazooie have made occasional appearances in later crossover titles, such as Sega's All-Stars Racing series and Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. Series. Console: Banjo Kazooie 1998. Banjo Kazooie was released on the 29th of June 1998 for the Nintendo 64, re-released in 2008 for the Xbox 360 via Xbox Live Arcade, and is available on Nintendo Switch via Nintendo Classics. In a region called Spiral Mountain, Banjo's sister Tootie is kidnapped by Gruntilda the Witch, who wants to steal Tootie's beauty for herself, and Banjo and Kazooie must save her. The goal is to progress through Gruntilda's lair and the various worlds within it, collect items such as golden jigsaw pieces and music notes that allow Banjo and Kazooie to progress through their quest and defeat Gruntilda. At the final battle, she is knocked off her castle-like lair and is trapped beneath a boulder. The game has a central focus on 3D platforming challenges in conjunction with action-adventure game elements, as well as a large variety of puzzles. I am now going to click into the main article for Banjo Kazooie, the video game. we're going to continue down past the introduction because I feel like we touched on that plenty earlier. Let's start here with gameplay. Banjo Kazooie is a single-player platform game where the player controls the titular protagonists, an easygoing brown honey bear named Banjo, and a troublemaking female red-crested Breagle Kazooie from a third-person perspective. The game features 9 three-dimensional worlds where the player must gather musical notes and jigsaw puzzle pieces called jiggies to progress. The player travels from one world to another through Gruntilda's lair, a region that acts as the game's central overworld. Jiggies allow the player to complete jigsaw puzzles, which open doors to new worlds, while musical notes are required to open doors to new sections of the overworld. There are a total of 100 jiggies to collect, 10 in each world, all of which are needed to view the proper ending, and 900 notes, 100 in each world. The door with the highest amount of required notes has 880, although 765 are needed to enter the final section. Like Super Mario 64, Banjo Kazooie is very open and allows the player to collect jiggies and musical notes in a non-linear order. It is also possible to complete certain worlds out of order, assuming the player has enough jiggies and musical notes to reach a world earlier than intended. Each world is composed of a number of challenges that involve solving puzzles, jumping over obstacles, racing, playing a bonus game, gathering objects, and defeating opponents. Tasks include spelling words, helping lights get on a Christmas tree while protecting them from getting eaten, and looking for a pirate's gold. The game features action-adventure elements, and the player must often interact with non-player characters and help them. It is also possible to increase Banjo and Kazooie's health bar by collecting empty honeycomb pieces, of which there are 2 in each world, and extra lives by obtaining Banjo statues. Banjo and Kazooie can perform many abilities such as jumping, climbing, ground pounding, swimming, flying, and rolling into enemies. The game has a total of 14 special moves, and some cannot be performed until conversing with Bottles the Mole, who teaches them. The Breagle and the Bear have unique assets. For example, while swimming, Kazooie moves faster, but also has a harder time turning directions than Banjo, who only swims when above ground. Kazooie can perform the Talon Trot, where she runs faster and up slopes too steep for Banjo. The Beak Bomb, a long and fast hit towards something with her beak that she pulls off while flying, and either shoot blue eggs from the front or rear. In the middle of jumps or falls from great heights, Kazooie can use her wings to glide Banjo down at a slower speed for a few seconds. She can also fly and jump way higher than Banjo, but these moves can only be activated by standing on pads signifying them. Pads with red feathers on them activate flying. Green shock spring pads the extra jump height. Some abilities require specific items to be performed. For instance, red feathers allow Banjo and Kazooie to fly, while gold feathers protect them from damage. There are 2 types of collectible shoes that provide temporary abilities. The Turbo Trainer shoes provide a speed burst used to reach a destination on time, while Wellington Boots allows Kazooie to run on otherwise harmful ground, such as the piranha-filled waters in Bubble Gloop Swamp and the shifting sands in Gobi's Valley. Additionally, found in each world are 5 small creatures called Jinjos that Gruntilda imprisoned, and upon collection of the entire world's population, grant the duo a Jiggy. For the camera, there are 3 choices of views and the ability to spin the camera around the player character. However, some areas fix the camera to one angle, while sometimes hiding items out of view, requiring the player to choose a first-person perspective to see them. Banjo and Kazooie are also aided by Gruntilda's sister, Brentilda, who provides information about the witch needed to defeat her, and Mumbo Jumbo, a shaman who used to be Gruntilda's teacher. Mumbo Jumbo can use magical powers to transform them into several creatures. These include a termite, an alligator, a walrus, a pumpkin, and a honeybee. Creatures have their own abilities and allow the player to access otherwise inaccessible challenges, some of which are required to collect jiggies. Before a transformation process is allowed, the player must find a required number. Before a transformation process is allowed, a player must find a required number of Mumbo tokens in the worlds. By finding a spell book called Cheeto in the game's overworld, the player may also unlock secret codes that increase the capacity of Banjo and Kazooie's item inventory, such as the red feathers from 50 to 100 and the blue eggs from 100 to 200. As for the plot, Banjo the bear lives on Spiral Mountain with his bird friend Kazooie and younger sister Tootie. One day, an evil witch named Gruntilda, who also lives on Spiral Mountain, asks her sentient cauldron, Dingpot, who the prettiest girl on the mountain is. Dingpot reveals that it is Tootie who is the prettiest, to Gruntilda's frustration and jealousy. Wishing to be prettier than Tootie, Gruntilda decides to steal her beauty. As Tootie talks with Bottles the Mole, Gruntilda suddenly arrives and kidnaps Tootie, taking the young girl to her cliffside lair. Banjo and Kazooie hear the commotion, and upon being informed by Bottles of the situation, they venture to Gruntilda's lair to confront her. As Banjo and Kazooie enter Gruntilda's lair, it is revealed that Gruntilda and her minion Klungo have built a machine used to transfer Tootie's beauty to Gruntilda's body. Banjo and Kazooie soon discover how to use jiggies to warp the other lands, where they rescue creatures called Jinjos, whom Gruntilda captured. As the two progress further through Gruntilda's lair, they eventually find Gruntilda, who hosts a quiz game show called Grunty's Furnace Fun, which offers Tootie as a prize for winning the game, but threatens to kill Banjo and Kazooie in lava if they fail. Banjo and Kazooie manage to beat the game thanks to information given prior by Brentilda, Gruntilda's friendly sister, and they rescue Tootie while Gruntilda flees to the roof of her lair. Afterwards, Banjo and Kazooie return home and celebrate their success with a barbecue, until Tootie, knowing that Gruntilda is still at large, urges the two to return to Gruntilda's lair and properly defeat her. Upon arriving back in Gruntilda's lair, Banjo and Kazooie meet Dingpot, who resents Gruntilda for all of her abuse towards him, and decides to help the two reach the top of the witch's lair. On the roof, Banjo and Kazooie battle Gruntilda, and with help from all the rescued Jinjos, they knock the witch off her tower, causing her to fall to the ground below. A large piece of rubble from the lair falls on top of her, trapping the still living Gruntilda underneath. With Gruntilda finally defeated, Banjo, Kazooie, Tootie, and Bottles all relax on a beach. In a post-credit scene, Banjo and Kazooie's shaman friend, Mumbo Jumbo, gives information on an upcoming sequel, while Gruntilda and Klungo vow revenge. I think that might be it for now. I feel myself falling asleep as I record this, so perhaps we'll either continue this if this was enjoyable, or if you'd like a different series or a different Wikipedia page read, that'd be lovely as well. I'm going to speak a little quieter now in the hopes that you're in a more relaxed state than you were at the beginning of this video. Or, even better, ideally, you are asleep. As soon as I stop hitting record, I'm going to go sleep myself. And I'm really going to enjoy it. I hope you're enjoying it too. Have an excellent, excellent night.